Today, we're digging into a trend that is absolutely changing how we use our phones. We're going inside the super app and the all-in-one revolution.
But first, let me ask you something. Just take a second and think about it. How many different apps do you actually use every single day? You've got one for your taxi, another for your food delivery, one for payments, another for groceries. It's a lot, right? That feeling of being totally overwhelmed by icons? Well, there's a name for it: app fatigue.
So, in this explainer, we're going to look at the big solution to that fatigue. We'll start with what a super app even is, then get into why it's such a huge business. We'll check out the blueprint for building one, look at the features that make it all work, and wrap up by asking, could we really end up with just one app for everything?
All right, let's dive right in. First things first, what is a super app? It's way more than just another app on your phone. It's this really elegant answer to that app fatigue problem we were just talking about.
Okay, so at its core, a super app is basically one single platform that pulls together a whole bunch of different services. We're talking e-commerce, ride-hailing, food delivery, payments, all of it, living together under one digital roof. The whole point is simple: to stop you from jumping between a dozen different apps just to get your day-to-day stuff done. I really like this analogy from our source material. Think of super apps as a big digital department store. It's that one-stop shop for pretty much everything you need, so you never really have a reason to leave. And that convenience factor, that's the real magic here.
So, we get what they are. But why is everyone talking about them? Why are they such a massive deal? Well, that takes us to our next section, the business of convenience, and why so many companies are in this frantic race to build the next big super app.
If you look at it from a business angle, it really comes down to three huge drivers. First, you've got user engagement. I mean, if you can do everything in one app, you're naturally going to spend more time in it, right? And that leads straight to the second point, customer retention. That convenience makes people stick around. And number three, a ton of different ways to make money, from fees on transactions to ads and subscriptions.
Really, it's all about building this complete, integrated digital ecosystem. When you do that, you can make more money, you build incredible loyalty, and, this is a big one, you basically future-proof your entire business. When you're the everything app, you're a lot safer from sudden changes in the market.
Now, this all sounds amazing in theory, but how does a company actually build one of these things? Let's take a look at the blueprint for a super app. And believe me, it's a journey that's way more complex than you'd probably think.
Yeah, the first thing you have to realize is that building a super app is a massive, massive project. It's not just about coding a few extra features. It's about designing an entire ecosystem from the ground up, juggling all these complicated integrations, and making sure it can scale to millions or even billions of users. It's a long road from that first what-if idea to the final launch.
You can pretty much break the whole process down into 4 big stages. It all kicks off with a ton of research and planning. You've got to know your market, your competitors, and your users inside and out. Then you move into design and development, building that user experience and all the tech behind it. Step 3, integration and testing, is absolutely critical. This is where you plug in all those outside services like payment systems and maps. And finally, deployment and maintenance, because trust me, launching the app is just the beginning. Okay, so what does all that look and feel like for you, the user? Let's break down the key features, the actual nuts and bolts that make an all-in-one app work so well. These are pretty much the non-negotiables. You absolutely need a secure payment gateway to handle every single transaction. Integrated mapping is essential, especially for things like ride-hailing or delivery. Live status tracking is what keeps you in the loop and feeling in control. And then service scheduling just adds that extra layer of convenience. Put them all together, and you have the foundation of a real super app experience.
And this is what really shows you the incredible scale we're talking about. A single super app can host more than 110 different types of businesses. We're talking everything from getting a ride and ordering dinner to managing your healthcare and shopping online. The potential to just keep adding more and more services is, well, it's practically endless.
So, we've covered what they are, why businesses are pouring money into them, and how they're built. Which brings us to our last, and maybe biggest question. Where is all this heading? What's the end game for this whole trend?
When you see this massive consolidation of services into one super convenient place, you just have to wonder, will one super app eventually rule all of our digital lives? As these companies race to become that single one-stop department store for everything, the battle for your phone's home screen is only just heating up. It's definitely something to think about the next time you find yourself bouncing from one app to another. Thanks for tuning in.